So glad that you clicked on this video today. I know that perhaps you were looking for some answers, and I believe that the things that we describe today will be those things that will help you in your journey to get the answers that you need. Have you ever noticed when people you know that are parents that have children, maybe they're not even on the autism spectrum, or sometimes you can have friends who are older who don't have any children at all of a sudden become experts on autism, and they can tell you or try to tell you how you should treat your child and what you need to do to get the best help for your child. The reason I bring that up is my wife and I lived through that. Our daughter, when she started our journey, you can see a bookshelf here behind me. If she wanted a book, she would grunt and point at the book. If she wanted a drink of water, she would point to a glass and maybe do something like this and grunt and point. Or if she was hungry, she'd grunt and point at a plate with food on it. And these people, these parents, meaning well, understand they're meaning well, would come up to us and say, you know why your child doesn't talk? No, we don't know why. Well, here, let us tell you why. Because every time she grunts, every time she points, you get up and hand it to her. She doesn't have to talk. And we said, no, that's not the case. Something's not right. And we need to get her tested. One of the things that we had done, we had her hearing tested. Her hearing was better than ours, so we knew it wasn't her hearing. But the pediatrician would always notice that her head was larger than most children in her age percentile, and they would tell us maybe it's time for us to check out her head. We think she might have hydrocephalus. Boy, that's a big word, and we're going, oh no, water on the brain. Could that be? And so we had that tested, and that was not the case. So any number of things can be discussed. Those things were discussed with us, and we were proactive. And this is the time to be proactive in what you need to do. Here's why. In 1970, 3 in 10,000 children were being diagnosed with autism. When we started our journey in 1990, that number was 30 in 10,000. Today, 2024, that number is 1 in 36. That number's skyrocketing. 1 in 36 children today are being diagnosed with autism. I'm going to stop right now and ask you, if you like this content, to subscribe, to like, to hit the notification bell on this video, but also on other videos that I'll be doing in the future. I'm Dr. David Looney, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity to speak to you today about some things that are extremely important as you go through your journey. I'm not a medical doctor, but I do want to challenge you, and that's our first point. Go, if you suspect that your child has autism, you trust your instincts. Nobody knows your child like you do. You know your child better than anyone else. The other stuff that people say to you, that's just noise. But you hone in on your child and you listen to that internal voice and get your child that help that he or she needs. Step number 1, make an appointment with your pediatrician. When you go to that pediatrician, explain to him or her the things that you are seeing that are inconsistent with other children their age that you may see at church, that you may see in the school system or daycare or wherever the case may be. Express those difficulties with that pediatrician. Let the pediatrician do his or her assessments on your child. Let them make recommendations to you. It could be that you might need a specialist, and that's where they can make that recommendation. Maybe it's a behavioral therapist. Maybe it's speech therapy. Maybe it's occupational therapy that they need. Maybe there is something wrong with their hearing. Whatever the case may be, listen to what the pediatrician is telling you, and then work with them to get the best possible help you can for your child. So get that evaluation first. Number 2, go in with a list of questions. I know I mentioned that briefly a moment ago, but go in with a list. I mean, have you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever your concerns are. Ask those questions. But here's a little tip. When you ask the question, I know in our quest to get the answers, we hear part of what they say, and then we want to interrupt. That's the way we were. But I'm going to encourage you, ask the question, and then sit back and let him or her, the doctor, explain to you the answers to the questions that you have. So make that list of questions. Then, when they've satisfied that question, go down to the second one, then to the third one, then to the fourth one. And then what you're doing is it's helping you as a parent, but it's also helping your physician because they don't have just a whole lot of time to spend with you because there are other patients up and down the hallway that are going to demand their time as well. So make your time as productive as it can possibly be. So I hope that these things are things that will help you. I hope these are the things that will help you. Make an appointment with that pediatrician. Listen to your instincts. Nobody knows your child like you do. Get the answers that you need. Have the questions in place. And if you do that, you will have the foundation in place that will get you the help that you need. Now, in my next video, I want to encourage you to click on it as well because I'm going to be talking about some causes that may lead to autism. Everybody's wanting to know, what are some of the causes? Why does my child have this and not other children? So I want to talk about some of those causes in my next video. But as you've heard me say, I want to give you hope for today. And that's what I pray that this video is going to do for you. Give you that hope that you need. I'm Dr. David Looney. This is Hope in the Works. And I want to do what I can to give you hope for today.